Deep in the heart of Whispering Woods lived a little firefly named Flicker. He was the smallest firefly you ever did see, with big, curious eyes and a tiny flicker of light on his tail. Every night, Flicker would join his firefly family, lighting up the meadow with their magical glow. One evening, as the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the meadow, Flicker noticed something strange. His little light, usually so bright and cheerful, was dimming. He wiggled his tail, but the light only flickered feebly. The other fireflies began to gather, their lights twinkling like stars against the darkening sky. It was a magical sight, as if the heavens had descended to the meadow, filling it with tiny sparkling stars. The air was filled with a sense of wonder and excitement. They giggled and played tag, their lights flashing and dancing in the warm summer air. The fireflies moved gracefully, weaving intricate patterns in the night sky. Their laughter echoed softly, blending with the gentle rustle of the leaves and the distant chirping of crickets. Flicker tried to join in, but his light was too weak. He fluttered his wings with all his might, but his glow remained faint and dim. He watched the others with longing, wishing he could shine as brightly as they did. He flew behind a blade of grass, feeling sad and alone. The tall grass provided some comfort, but it couldn't chase away the loneliness that gripped his tiny heart. He sighed, feeling the weight of his dim light. A little ladybug landed beside him. "Why are you hiding, Flicker?" she asked, her voice gentle. Her presence was warm and comforting, like a soft hug on a cold night. Flicker, ashamed, confessed that his light was dimming. He looked down, unable to meet her eyes, feeling a deep sense of inadequacy. "I don't know what to do," he whispered, his tiny voice filled with worry. The ladybug looked at him with understanding, her eyes filled with kindness and empathy. She knew that sometimes, even the smallest creatures needed a little help to find their light. The ladybug, ever so kind, patted his back with her tiny leg. "Don't worry, Flicker," she chirped. "Let's ask the wise old owl. He'll know what to do." Together, they flew towards the tallest tree in the meadow, where the wise old owl resided. The wise old owl listened patiently as Flicker, with a shaky voice, explained his predicament. "My light is fading," he said, his voice barely a whisper. "I can't shine anymore." He looked down at his feet, his antennae drooping. The wise old owl, his eyes twinkling with kindness, smiled down at the little firefly. "Little Flicker," he hooted softly, "your light doesn't come from your tail alone. It comes from the joy in your heart." Flicker looked up, confused. "The joy in my heart?" he repeated, tilting his head. The wise old owl nodded. "Remember how happy you felt playing with your friends? How excited you were to see the first stars appear in the night sky? That, little one, is what makes you shine." Flicker closed his eyes, remembering the joy of playing games with his friends, the laughter that echoed through the fields, and the fun they had chasing each other under the sun. He could almost hear their giggles and feel the warmth of their friendship. The wonder of watching the moon rise over the meadow filled his heart, the silver light of the moon casting a magical glow over everything, making the world seem like a fairy tale. He thought of all the things he loved, like the smell of fresh flowers, the sound of birds singing, and the feeling of the cool breeze on his face. Slowly, a warm feeling spread through him, filling him with peace and joy. He opened his eyes, and to his surprise, his light was brighter than ever. It was as if all the happiness and love he felt inside was shining out for the world to see. The wise old owl, perched on a nearby branch, smiled knowingly. His eyes twinkled with wisdom and kindness. "You see, Flicker," the owl said gently, "when you focus on the good things, your light shines its brightest. It's the love and joy in your heart that makes you glow." Flicker, overjoyed, thanked the wise old owl and the ladybug who had been his constant companion. He felt grateful for their guidance and support. He rejoined his friends, his heart brimming with happiness, his light shining bright. Together they danced and played, their lights creating a beautiful symphony in the night sky, a testament to the power of joy and friendship. From that day on, Flicker never forgot the wise old owl's words. The owl had told him that true brightness comes from within, from the joy and love we carry in our hearts. Flicker held on to this wisdom tightly. Whenever he felt his light dimming, he would remember all the wonderful things in his life, like the warmth of the sun, the beauty of the flowers, and the laughter of his friends. These memories would fill his heart with happiness, and his light would shine brighter than ever, illuminating the darkest corners of the meadow. And as the other fireflies watched him dance and twirl, they too learned that the brightest light comes from a heart filled with joy. They saw that Flicker's light was not just a glow, but a beacon of happiness and love. Inspired by Flicker, they began to cherish their own joyful moments, and soon the entire meadow was aglow with the radiant light of countless fireflies. So the next time you see a firefly, remember little Flicker and the wise old owl's lesson. Always let the joy in your heart shine through, and you will light up the world. Just like Flicker, your inner light has the power to brighten the lives of those around you, spreading warmth and happiness wherever you go. Now close your eyes, little ones, and let your own inner light guide you to sweet dreams. Imagine the twinkling fireflies and the wise old owl watching over you, and let their light fill your dreams with wonder and peace. Sleep well and wake up ready to shine your light on the world.